guys, what is going on? Welcome to the Saturday Night Hangout. My name's Dave. Tonight, got joining me Chris from the Reckless Wrench Garage. What's going on, Chris?
Oh, hello, and how are you?
Good, man. Good to see you up in here. So we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about having more than one project vehicle and if it's a good idea. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, it's like a natural yes for us guys, but you know, it's just that's what we're going to talk about. So, also, I've got some subscriber submission trucks we're going to go over. So I got a little slideshow. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what they sent me. Talk to you a little bit about that ride, and yeah. So if you want to send your truck in, some pictures of your truck, and share it with the garage brethren, go ahead and send it to Dave at dix4x4.com and include a cool story. So what's up down in the chat? We got Bill Arrow up in the house. What's up, Bill? We got Luis Chavez. What's happening, man? Good to see you. Max Jones up in here. And we got Senor Taco. Good to see you guys. How's our audio and everything coming through? Can you see us okay? We looking groovy and all that stuff?
Groovy.
All right, Chris, so what's going on, man? What you got going down tonight?
Just a little bit of depression and talking about multiple projects.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Tell us about what's going on, man. I seen some posts earlier. Getting rid of a burb.
Yeah, I sold the Blue Whale. I'm sad.
So, is the Blue Whale officially gone?
Yeah.
Officially?
Yeah, they picked it up tonight, and they didn't even offer any argument, like try to talk me down or nothing. They just, oh yeah, here's the money. Bye.
They just came and swooped it up, huh?
Oh man, yeah. I guess they saw it sitting in the driveway, and immediately the lady's husband was pretty excited about it. So,
right on. So was it a case where he had like seen it on your videos and stuff like that? Was he like a viewer, subscriber, and stuff?
No, he saw the stickers on the door. He hadn't heard of it before, so.
Awesome.
But he saw it up on. I posted it like a month ago on Facebook for sale, not expecting to really get anything, and yeah,
hell yeah, hell yeah. Anthony Munoz. Oh God, I mess up everybody. Anthony, what's up? How's it going? Bill Arrow, I'd have a boner to the moon if I was buying that burb. Right on. So, hey, tell me about the burb. How long have you had it? And I don't know. Just give us a little background about it.
So the blue one, I've had it for what year is this? 19? I think I bought it like mid 2017.
Nice.
And yeah, it was after Moab. I just wanted another Suburban that I could daily drive because originally the Suburban was my daily driver. I bought it for $250, and that's what I drove to work and back every day.
Nice.
And I started getting more into crawling with that one, so I picked up the blue one, and it was the most expensive Suburban I had ever bought. And used it again for a daily. Took a couple trips to Arizona and back.
Right.
We went to the off-road expo down there, and just and I enjoyed it. It was great, and I used it as a daily for the last 2 years, and
awesome,
I don't know.
man.
I get really attached to Suburbans for some reason.
Bro, I get attached to these. And that's part of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight. It's because I think that's like all of us guys. I think that are up in here, we're kind of like the same. I think like you see that old truck sitting there, and then it's like that. That old mud at the pound when you're walking by, you're like, I gotta take it home, and then, just like the K20, I brought it home. I wanted to just take the axles and some drivetrain, and then you just start falling in love with it, and then it turns into a freaking YouTube project,
Yep. That it is. There's only been one Suburban I've ever bought that I didn't keep intentionally, and that was the one that I bought for the wheels and tires and the lift for the white Suburban the first time.
I said you end up getting rid of it, huh?
Yeah, I bought it for I think like $600, and the only thing good on it, there wasn't a straight panel. The glass was good, and the suspension was questionable, and the wheels and tires were good. So I took all that, and I took the rest of it to the scrapyard.
Awesome, man. That's pretty cool. So. What do we got going down here? Max Jones. Man, it does kind of suck. It's hard to devote the necessary time. I've got 3 going on, but when they're running, it's awesome. Yeah, it is. I know I got 2 of them that ain't running. Senor Taco, my 71 GMC might as well be my firstborn. Dude, I bought a 70 GMC or a 70 Chevy pickup, and I ended up like, it was back in the day. I didn't have no money, but it's like, man, if I had that truck now, like what it could be, you know. But you gotta, sometimes you let them slip away, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So let's clarify first. How many projects do you have?
Oh, right now? Well, so I've got the K10, I've got the K20 that's behind me, and then I got the crawler hauler that's sitting on the side of the house that I went against my better judgment. You know, you always like, you never want to have, like my rule, and I always break the rule, but it's like never have more than 2 projects not running at the same time. And I took the drivetrain out of that, so it's just clogging up the side of my house. I got 2 beds sitting back there. People drive by. It looks like Dave's freaking wrecking yard out there. But, you know, I don't know. So now 3 of them don't drive. All I got is the Jeep and the wife's Burb. That's it.
Oh.
And you?
Yep.
So tell me about your projects. Now, I think you have something else going on, and then I seen Chris sent the picture earlier. You got some like Ford stuff hanging in your garage. I don't know what that's all about.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I guess I could clarify on that. I grew up around Fords, so I was what I self-proclaimed Ford guy. But I've always had a soft spot for square bodies. Mainly the Suburbans, of course, but something about the square body just really got me. And yeah, I mean, I still got my Ford flag up, and we already discussed the ink thing.
We did.
Won't talk much more about that.
Yeah, right. I don't know if you want to share that with everybody, but maybe we'll throw that out there later. But all right, we got Tim guy up at the house. Tim 619 guy up in here. What is going on, Tim? Hey, so Tim hit me up on Instagram earlier. He's telling me he's getting ready to go pick up. I don't know. He's telling me he's getting ready to go pick up, or he had already picked up a K20. So Tim, why don't you tell us about it so we can share it with everybody?
Ooh.
Yeah. And guys, what's going on up in here? I see we got Aaron Mills, Senor Taco. I hope you guys had a great week and are enjoying your weekend.
And all right, so rather than just saying how many projects, for those of you in the chat, let's go ahead and hear which ones they are. I know some of them are saying what they are, but
yeah, we want to hear all about
I like
them.
Specifics. I mean,
Me too.
I don't care if it's not a square body, just hey,
project's a project. So tell me, so what do you have sitting in the garage right now that you are doing? And like, was it a project before the Suburban, or is what's happening with it?
So in the garage right now, that one is a 78 Ford Courier, and that one has been in the garage since 2012.
2012.
Yeah, that one started out. It was the very first vehicle I bought when I got to New Mexico, and it had a little 4-cylinder in it. I drove it around for, I think, 2 months, and started knocking. No biggie, just kept driving it.
It just quit one day, or what? Or you just parked it one day?
No, actually, I decided to go ahead and call it a day, and park it in the garage, pull the engine out, and I wanted to put a 4.6 out of it, or 4.6 into it. And nothing ever falls into place when you want it to.
No.
So you just kind of go through all your piles of crap in the back and say, oh yeah, this will work. So it's got a 350 and a 700 R4 in it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm hoping sometime this year that one gets done.
Right.
But I see that almost every year.
Now, so is this going to be something that you guys are putting up on the channel? Are you going to like try to like do a little work on it? Is it going to be? It's a Courier, so it's 2-wheel, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to do like a 4-wheel conversion, crawler, or is it just going to be a just straight up cruiser, or what?
This one, originally, it was being built to be a street strip type deal.
Okay.
Like a daily driver that I could go take to the drag strip and have some fun.
Oh, so it'd be perfect for an LS swap or a 4.6, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a 350, so I could just put an LS in it.
Yeah. Well, it's got the 700, so at least it's got lockup converter, so you decide to do something crazy with it, you'll be all right. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What is Tim guy saying? He said he's picking it up, 1977 K20 full-time 4x4, some rust on the cabin and bed, OG motor and trans, $200. Right on, brother. Good score on that one. Natty Gaines, what's going on, brother?
Yeah.
He said I picked up my second K5 2 days ago, bro. You better tell us more about that. You probably already did, but I haven't got to it yet. Max Jones, I haven't let one go yet. Still have my 94 Jimmy from high school. Have an 84 K10 in the garage and a 94 convertible. My daily is a 99. Right on, man. You got some stuff going on. What's Bill saying here? Never have too many squares? No way.
Yeah.
Natty gained a 76 and an 85. Right on. I like that. You got both. You got both front ends going on there. I like that. Louis Chavez 65 Chevy C20 74 K5 Blazer. Right on, man. That sounds badass.
Ooh, 74. That's still full top, right?
Hell yeah. It's that whole convertible, baby. You gotta love that. Aaron Mills, let's see, 77 C20 SAS 203 205 468 big block. Move my mouse. 425-ish horsepower, 6014 locked NV 4500 on 40s. Someday I'll do that. Sounds like a freaking beast right there, man. Sounds like a beast.
What was it? Senor Taco has a 71 shorty 4x4 with an 8.1.
Yeah, he's 8.1 swapping that sucker. He's actually the truck we're going to talk about later in my slideshow here. One of the subscriber submissions. So that 72 is like super clean, and then he just got another flatbed, like an 80s flatbed. So that thing's kind of bad, and it's actually a 4x4 flatbed, so it's got a 60 in it. Hell yeah!
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So Tim guy, I've got a 1988, been in my family since the 90s, was passed on to me 2 years ago. Hell yeah. And then Bill Arrow, he said he finished his hydro today. Right on, man. How's everything feeling? How's everything going? Did you get out and drive it? So tell me more about the Suburban. How did that come to be? And I don't know, what's the end goal? Because obviously, I mean, you got to keep going for the channel, bro. So I'm just curious.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really say there's an end goal just yet. I still want it to look somewhat like a Suburban, still be full bodied, and be able to go crawling and just have a blast.
Yeah.
And what's that?
No, go ahead.
I can't really say there's an end goal just yet, but when is a project ever really done?
Never. So. I seen somebody posted a picture on Instagram. It had like a graph. Like, okay, this is kind of backwards. So I had a graph like this. Here we go. And then it had like project goals, and then it showed like a straight line going up. And then it said my project, and it had a bunch of like curly cues and backwards and stuff. And so I think that's definitely how my projects go.
Oh yeah.
Because you're going down the road, and then you're like, oh, let me change my mind. Oh, let me do this. Let me do that, and then you're like, I should have just stuck with the original plan, maybe.
I think that's why the Courier's still in the condition it's in, because originally it was getting a 350 and a 5-speed. I had all that done. I had the cross members all set up, and then I decided to go ahead and throw a 700 in it and just make it an automatic, and had to go back and redo the cross members and get the mounts and everything done. I had made cuts in the frame to fit the bell housing for the standard. Not necessary with the automatic.
Well, just got to keep going with that stuff. It's a project. Yeah. It's a project. I don't think like guys like us would be happy if there was no project around.
No,
there's got to be something to work on. Probably all these guys up in this chat here too. What else?
Well,
go ahead.
That actually brings up. So when you said what was the question about having 2 projects?
Right.
Do you need 2 projects? There you go. That's what the question was.
Yes.
So me personally, I need something all the time. Like there's days when I don't want to do anything, and that's fine. But when there's days that I want to do something, if I only have one project to choose from, I can't handle it. Like I can't bring myself to focus only on one thing. I have to be able to work on something and stress about another thing at the same time.
Really? That's how you work it, huh?
Yeah.
Mine usually just comes down to I take parts off of one to do the other one, and then it's not running, and then so I'm like, all right, I got to finish this one so that I can go back to that one and work on it, and then it kind of comes down to like a space thing for me, and then I got the thing sitting on the side. It's just, I don't know, man. you
So
know.
it started out as one project until you used parts off of one to fix the other. Now you have
Well,
two
that's how I
projects.
do it. You know, so then I do the YouTube build for a while, and then I switch trucks, and then I like take parts off of the one to do the other one for a while. So that's how I've been kind of like rolling. But I don't know. The K10 needs to get linked anyway, so I ain't really sweating that here. I'm gonna scroll up in the chat for a minute and see what we got going on. What did we miss? Anthony Munoz. I'm sorry, I messed up. Anyways, I've got a 1958 VW Bug running Cherry and a 69 Mach 1 Mustang I just started. Oh, right on, man. I'd love to see some pictures of that, bro. You should send some of that over. Hell yes.
What? No love for the VW? It's a 58, man. Come on.
Well, you know, right? So is it like slammed out, roof rack, you know, stuff like that? Or, you know, I don't know. What's the setup on that?
With the rust and clear coat and the blinds on the back window? Mm-hmm.
Blinds.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
I don't. The only kind of blinds I know on a car are like louvers on the back of a Camaro. That's all.
Kind of like that, but inside. They look like regular blinds.
Really?
Well, they're more fancy, yeah. Like those wood slats.
So you're a VW guy too, eh?
I'm a...
Kind of into
I don't
everything?
really discriminate. I like all of them.
Do you?
know?
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm not so much into like old imports and stuff, but like I can pretty much dig all of the American stuff, all older. Like anything that's older that's American. And, you know, I'm not disrespecting any of the import stuff. It's just it's just kind of my thing. Yeah, I know, right? It's just kind of my thing. Like I enjoy any kind of old cars. I dig them, man. I dig them. Let's see what we got going on down up in here. We got Fortify Off-Road up in the house. Dude, why don't you call in, bro? Anyways, we got Fishing with Ryan. What's up, brother? Good to see you up in here. Aaron Mills says, I'm with you. I'm with you there, Chris. Bill L says, my truck is my outlet. I completely agree. Stress about one and work on the other. Hell yeah. All right, what else we got going on down here? Not enough beardage on the screen, right? I know. I got this little awkward stuff, right? It never really grows. It just sits there like that. Let's see. Is it too late to send a DM on Instagram for the slideshow? I think so. I mean, I could try to like figure it out. But if you send all that stuff to me, try to send it my email, and then I'll put it on next week's episode, and we'll get you up in there. And then, so I think I might do that segment on the Square Body Talk as well as like the Saturday Night Hangout. So yeah, so we will definitely get to that later in the show. What does Aaron Mills say?
Something about my stash.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty sweet looking stash there, bro. It's like that '80s action. It's sick. I can't grow one either, so it don't really matter. I just like talking trash, and I can't even do it. What you drinking over there? Some Dos Equis?
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm all about America, man, but it's just there's something about Mexican beer, man. I don't know what it is. I can't do Budweiser and stuff like that. Just can't do it. All right. Anthony Munoz, haha, no blinds, but I do have a roof rack, and it's a rag top. Oh, hell yeah. I think sounds sick. Hell yeah. So what's going on, Fortify Off-Road? What do you got going on tonight, brother? How you doing? How you been?
Oh, look at that.
What's up? We got Senior Taco says Modelo. Yeah, I pretty much can do either like Corona, Dos Equis, Modelo. Well, the Dos Equis green. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm rolling here. All right, so how did you get started working on cars? Was your dad a gearhead, or was it something you fell into, or tell me about it?
It's one of those things that I was, I guess you'd say, somewhat the outcast of the family. Not really of the family, just, I didn't do what everybody else was doing, and to stay out of trouble, I got working on cars. So,
hell yeah.
And it somewhat kept me out of trouble. I got a lot of speeding tickets, but otherwise, I didn't do any kind of criminal stuff. So hey,
right on. Hey, good. So are you the cousin Eddie of your family?
I guess so. I guess so. Yeah.
So for everybody up in the chat, if you're the cousin Eddie of your family, put hashtag Eddie in the comment section, because I'm curious, because like I totally am. And you know what's crazy about my family, right? So especially the ones that live around me, it's like they all like want to move stuff, but ain't none of them got any trucks. So then they're always like, "Oh, hey Dave, you know, I'm down here picking up a barbecue down at the frickin' Sam's Club, and I can't fit it in my, you know, little Toyota. You think you can come help me out?" And it's like, come on.
You know, it's funny because I've had a bunch of Suburbans, and I'm actually sometimes in that situation. I'm like, "Hey, guy with the truck, can you come help me?" When meanwhile I have stacks of Suburbans and a big ramp truck that doesn't go anywhere.
Right. Bro, if you lived close, well, we'd be putting that ramp truck to work. But is the Burb? I seen you moved it today. You had a video on the Instagram.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really watch because my kids was freaking pulling on me. But what is the Burb still on the back of that sucker?
No, we got it off, so it's sitting on the new pad out there.
Right.
We're waiting on. We got weather holding up some parts from coming in, but yeah, as soon as I get the new shims for the diff, we'll get the axle underneath it and weld up the gas tank, and might be able to actually drive that thing again.
Oh hell yeah! Now when you're talking about like shims for the diff, did you hurt the diff in any way, or is this just to like just kind of square it up?
When everything broke, it chipped the teeth. Chipped the teeth on the ring gear and broke the pinion, so I put a new gear set and a spool in there. And
going spool, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I had it welded before, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they don't make a whole lot for the 70 HD. So we put
you got a 70 in there.
Yeah.
Copy that. Hey, what kind of lock are you using for the front?
The front's a Grizzly locker.
A Grizzly, and is that just like just a mechanical type deal? Okay, copy that. All right, so down in the chat, Senior Taco says Modelo. I guess I forgot about Modelo, but Modelo, it'll come to the rescue. And then Pacifico, Baja 68 VW, good to see you up in here. And then Aaron Mills says whole family of Eddies. Whole family of Eddies, right? Oh, dude. I wonder how that is at the Christmas table with your dog hacking it up underneath.
Greasy.
Yeah. Pacific, Senior Taco, Pacific, or Victoria are my other go-tos. Broke Boy Customs. What's up from East Tennessee? Good to see you up in here. What you guys got going down tonight? What you guys working on? Tell us about it. So Max Jones says, Dave, are you still putting the 80 and go? I am. So I got a guy I'm working with. I'm trying to do like a swap with him, but I don't know like the status of the trans. So we'll see how that goes down. And then, you know, I don't know, just saving up so I can buy one. But that's my thing. Like I really want to get to LS Fest, but I don't really want to just throw the 65 back in there, you know, and then have to pull it back out and do a whole bunch of other work. You know what I mean? I'd like to go there and do some burnouts, but I'm not quite sure if I want to put all the work into it and do the manual and then pull it all back out. So I think I'm just going to save the money and get it. So I would do it, but my Summit card's maxed out right now, so I gotta I gotta pay that down a little bit. I keep doing the you get a certain amount of months with no interest, but I've done it like 3 times, so like no, I can't do it no more. So
it's catching up to you.
Hell yeah. Hell yes. All right, so what else we got going down on the agenda tonight? Oh, we got Broke Boy Custom. Let's see what they got. If it wasn't raining, I'd be putting the bed on my 86 K10. I just added a 6-inch lift, 15x14 Bart wheels, and Mickey Thompson Baja claws. Soon to be a 6.0 swap. Love the videos, man. Well, right on, man. I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate all you guys that are up in here watching. You guys take the time to watch my stuff, and so this is kind of like my way of just kind of hanging out with you guys and just getting to know you a little bit better, because I haven't been working on the truck lately, but I'm going to get back on it. But I just like to come in here and hang out with you guys. So what about the Reckless Wrench? You guys going to start doing any kind of live streaming soon? You guys thinking?
I don't know. See, I'm doing this with you to test it out and see if it's good. You know?
No, it's awesome. I'm glad you're here with me tonight, man. Says, It's definitely fun. Like I love when the chat gets going and everybody gets talking. It's just freaking awesome, man. It just kind of like the cool thing about it is like everyone kind of turns into something different because like we just start talking about stuff and then it's just like before you know you look down you're like, babe, it's been freaking an hour and a half, you know. So hell yeah. What do we got here? Adrian, what's up, Adrian? 84 K10 short wheelbase axle swap from a 1980 K30. Right on. Right on.
Yeah, be more professional.
Who's
got a
that?
koozie now.
Oh, you got a... Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if you're, like, supposed to show it or not. I'd just put the koozie on it because it keeps it colder.
I thought you were hiding the,
Right?
I'm drinking it.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell, like, what's going on here, but... Anyways, I'm not sure if there's any rules on that, but...
So what's the most projects you've had at one time? So right now you have the technically 3, right?
Right. Technically, I don't know what I'm going to do with the crawler hauler. So, like, I guess technically right now, I guess it's torn out. It's considered a project. So 3 right now, and then if you count the Jeep, which I'm not really going to do anything else to,
we won't talk
could be considered. Yeah, right. Let's just leave the Jeep out of it. But yeah, so I just have really just the 2, the K20 and the K10, and excuse me, the K10 is still, it'll still start. It'll still like everything is pretty much complete to the transfer case. Right now, I just got to figure out, get some new axles, and then link it and do all that stuff. So, just doing research on it.
So there's nothing actually wrong with it, or is there something wrong with your axle?
No. I took them back out and put them in the 20.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the axles originally came out of there, and then so I'm like, well, I'm going to start on this project. I'll just pull the axles out, and then, right? Too cheap to go buy some axles, but when I'm ready, I'll go get them.
That's actually funny. What was it? I made a post on Instagram, something about the different stages of the Suburban, and there was the pointless engine swap is what I called it. As a matter of fact, Chris is one who dubs it the pointless engine swap. So not last Thanksgiving, 2016 Thanksgiving, we swapped the engine from that Courier in the garage into the Suburban. I just stayed in there for like 2 months, but only got driven once. And it was up and down the street because I had fuel pressure problems because it was a carbureted engine with a TBI tank and pump. So it was just spewing fuel out of the top of the carburetor. It was pretty funny.
So you swapped the engine in there, and then drove it one time up the street.
Yep.
And then you swapped it out for the
6.0.
For the 6.0. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm gonna have to chat for a minute, and then I want you to tell me all about your 6.0, how you come to get it, why you chose the LS, and all that kind of good stuff. All right, let's see here. Bill Earl, let's talk about maxing credit cards for truck parts. Yeah, maybe we should. I don't know if my wife, she probably ain't watching this. She don't watch my videos, so that's why it's safe for me to talk about the parts that I buy. Because she would like watch the first 20 seconds and be like, yeah, I like watching it. Anyways, Aaron Mills says, spent the night at the airport at ATL last night, so I'm recovering today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be building drive shafts and finishing brake lines, boring stuff. Well, it is what it is. So you're building some drives. You doing that yourself, bro. That's kind of cool. Bill Arrow, what does he have to say? Because that's a thing that happens a lot. Yeah, I try not to. I'm always think to myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be like, not going to do that. But then you need to make a YouTube video, so you got to buy some car parts. So anyways, Broke Boy Customs. I follow you on Instagram if you'd like. I'd post a lot more of the 86 on there. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That's the one thing for me. It's like, I think I need to I like following the people who are just doing the cool stuff on Instagram that I see. Because, I don't know what it is, but I love looking at builds and stuff like that, seeing people's progress of the builds. Like, that stuff is just it's so cool to me.
Oh, yeah, same here. We'll find somebody cool on Instagram that they're doing some weird. I mean, I really like weird builds. The intricate where there's a lot of fabrication is pretty cool, but I like the oddball type stuff. As a matter of fact, there's one Jeep build that I like.
Oh yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, that there's actually a Jeep that I like.
Which one is that? Who's doing that build?
And see, I can't even think of their name right now, but it was at SEMA last year, and it was the body is pretty much set on the ground. It was like a little rat rod type Jeep.
Oh, really?
But it was still 4-wheel drive.
Really? That's kind of cool.
I'd have to pull it up. Fail on me for not remembering that. But.
No, that's all right. You know what I seen the other day? I seen on Instagram somebody posted it, and it was like one of the big sites or something that posted it, but it was like an old, I think it was like an old like 40 Chevy, or I don't know, it might not even been a Chevy, but it was like all the body panels were riveted, and like everything matched, and it was almost looked like it was bare metal or some kind of coating on it, but it was like, it was badass, dude. I dig stuff like that too. So I know where you're coming from. Adrian,
like that one up in,
what's up?
Like that one up in Colorado. It's got the airplane engine in it. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, yeah.
Like a real airplane or like a frickin' jet engine or what?
No, what do they call them? See, Chris would know this. One with all the cylinders going around in a circle.
Oh, just like an old school airplane engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. I seen a video of somebody firing one of those up one time. That was kind of interesting. It was like a freaking 83-step process to get that thing going. Aaron Mills says PayPal credit. LOL. Adrian says emergency brake setup on the GM 14 Bolt with a question mark. Is that you looking for information on that, or is that something that you're doing? Let me know. Bill Arrow says, I've been eyeing the PayPal credit, 6 months, no interest, baby. Yeah, so my thing was, it's like, I always like do Summit, so I'm like, I'll just get the Summit card, and so I like that there's no interest on it, so I've been rocking it like that. But I have seen that PayPal thing. I wonder how that really works. Aaron Bill says, Adrian, e-brakes are for quitters, LOL. Yeah, I'm not planning on running the e-brake on the 20 as well. Or either, because I went cheap and got like just the regular stock front calipers instead of going with the Eldorado calipers, because I didn't want to spend the extra $30 a caliper. So hey, it's got a parking paw, dude. You know what I mean?
I ended up not getting those Eldorado calipers just because I did some research on it, and there's a lot of people that said that it wouldn't hold the weight, like, at least of the Suburban, it wouldn't hold the weight on a hill.
Oh.
Or when you're in 4-low, they tend to push through the brakes. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Really? Well, that's good information. Hey, it makes me feel better.
There's something that came out recently. So there's another set of calipers that have a better mechanical brake on them. But I was originally just going to go ahead and go with the transfer case brake.
Yeah. And what did you end up?
I haven't done anything yet. I got one of those hydraulic handbrakes I'm going to install, and it's got the lock on it. So I can do that, but, they're not supposed to be used for long term.
Well, that's why they call it the reckless wrench, right?
Yeah.
It's breaking stuff, it can't stop. All right, let's see here. Dave, you need Baja 68 VW says, Dave, you need to do another K5, please. So I'm telling you, I cruise Craigslist probably more than I should. And if I find a K5 that's a good deal, I will swoop it up in a second.
You just get a really rusty one for $800.
No, bro, I paid $500 for mine. There ain't no way I'm paying more than like $500, $600 max. I'll go on a K5. Well, what do you think? Are they all rusted out like in New Mexico? Are they pretty busted out there or what?
No, there's some pretty good ones around, but it's just like you're saying, where everybody thinks it's worth $300 or $3,500. There's one for sale for $800 right now that's all rusted out, and that's why I was mentioning that. But a buddy of mine, he's in the process of building one right now. It had, I think one of the quarter panels were rusted out, and it needed a lot of work, but it was complete, and he paid $800 for it. It was a 74 full top.
Really? Nice.
Yeah. It was a couple of years ago, but I think he's going to try to get it done for a full-size Invasion this year.
Hell yeah. So. Yeah, I'd love to get pre-75 with the full top. Like I really like in the K5s, like I dig the square body ones, and like if I could find one I would, but I really like the 69 to 72s. Like that is just my that's like my dream truck right there. Definitely.
That's like me. I want an older Suburban, so like pre-50s.
Oh, really? Like old school?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, but I'd take almost anything square body and older. I like for Suburbans. 2-door, 3-door. You know, the old ones, panels, everything. I like Suburbans.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I haven't owned a Suburban other than this one that I got out in front of the house, but it's like a 17, and I definitely dig that sucker. Heated seats, all that good stuff. Who do we got up in here? Bill Arrow. I eyeball most of my welding and drilling. That being said, the entire truck is crooked.
Hey,
and as long as you don't like drive like that down the road, then you're all right, you know? Who cares? Who cares?
If it goes straight, it doesn't matter how it's welded.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, when I'm doing the videos, if I do something I don't like, I just like breeze over it real quick. I don't even talk about it. Like whatever. I telling them what I did here. Nicole Serrano, I'd like to buy some tires for my husband. He's been hinting about Trepadors. Are they worth it? I have MTs on my 84 4Runner. Needless to say, I've never run mud tires that spins. I don't know. That's spindy. Okay, so if your husband is rock crawling and he's got bead locks, the Treps are a good tire. But if he doesn't have bead locks, I would say probably the Pro Comp Extreme Mud Trains. Those are I have those on my Jeep, and they're just like a super. So a lot of people use them. They have a super strong sidewall, and they're badass. But if he's got bead locks and he's doing some hardcore crawling, the Treps are definitely the way to go. So good to see you up in here, Nicole. Dan Johnson. What does he say? Bill Arrow, same here. Barely any original metal truck. Definitely not straight or square. What else do we got going on here? Aaron Mill says, Dave, are you on CK5? I know Chris is. I'm not. Well, I am. I think my username on there is 92 Blazer or something like. I may have changed it to White LS1, but I think it's 92 Blazer when I used to have my old 92. Let's see here. I don't know. I just never felt good. I don't know. I never posted on that site that much. I don't know why. I just never did.
See, I'm trying to get back onto the forums. A couple of years ago, I was big into forums. Pretty much anything that had anything to do with the car that I owned, I was on a forum for it, and I was posting all the time. And now I try to remember to get on there every 3 or 4 months to update my build.
Yeah. Well, I'm on, I was kind of the same way. So when I first got my 99 Z28 Camaro, I was on the forums, LS1 Tech and all those doing stuff. But now I'm on 67 to 72 Chevy trucks and ChevyK5Blazer.com. So whenever I do something with the K10 or the K20, I always post a video up in my build thread on there. I don't post a lot of pictures of it. Ever since Photo Bucket did their crapper thing, and I don't have no place to host my photos, but yeah, I just like doing the videos because I think me watching a build thread. Now, obviously, if you're scrolling through at work or something, you just want to see pictures and stuff, but I think the video gives people a lot more, shows them a lot more than just some pictures, and then I got to sit and type for 30 minutes.
Yeah, making the videos has actually made it easier to update certain build threads because it is nice to just. Oh, here's a link to the video. This is everything I did.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. They can come to the video, they can ask questions, or, maybe somebody's asked the questions, or you probably answered it, but, you probably know. You can say something in the video, you can put it in the description, and then they still ask you in the comments about it.
Or it could be asked 6 or 7 or 20 times, and it's still asked again.
Yeah, but, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So.
It's on Instagram, you post a picture and they don't read the description; they just look at the picture.
pretty much, that's what it is. What do they say? The average human these days has an 8-second attention span. That's what they say. They say on YouTube videos you gotta give your hook within 8 seconds.
Yep.
If you're gonna do an intro, 5 seconds, bam, hit the video. That's what they're saying. that crazy?
Maybe that's my problem.
People can't, like, I'm old school. Like, I'm all like 80s and stuff. Like, I like to see that freaking 60-second intro video, you know, like some Simon and Simon or some A-Team, or, you know what I mean? Like, I love that kind of stuff, you know, so I like seeing intros, but apparently a lot of people don't dig them. All right, Broke Boy Custom says, I just sold an 86 K5 for $800, had a 454 with a $700 NP208. We snagged the motor for a K10 on 8 inches of lift, 38s, 4-speed truck. We've blew 2 rear ends. We're going Monday to pick up a set of wontons. Run on. Or as somebody would say, wontons.
Wontons for $700.
Dang. Damn. It's probably the wontons that's like a 10-bolt front and a 14-bolt rear. One of those kind of wonton deals.
Oh, yeah, the 10
Like,
bolt
I got a set of
ladders.
wontons here, man. 8 load. Aaron Mills, thumbs up on the Treps. Zane Phillips, what's up, Zane? Good to see you up in here. I've always wanted one of those old power wagons. Dude, me too, man. I like it. Dude, I love those old power wagons, man. I think I like any Ford, Chevy, Dodge truck, probably like pre 90. I like them.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. I think Dodge has always been an issue for me because I don't think Dodge really ever made a very good-looking truck. Since, like, they were weird in the 50s, and I liked that. You know, and like the old, I don't know what years they were, but the old Power Wagons.
Yeah, I really like those ones. Like the old, the ones that they made like in the crew cabs and all that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think we might be talking about the same thing.
All right.
Let's see. Aaron Mills says, your build thread is awesome, and then it leaves me hanging for 3 or 4 months, LOL. Dude, you leave them hanging, Chris. You got to get back on there. You got to get, all these people are just pissed. Like, this guy's out here making freaking videos, and I want to see what's going on with his freaking rust repair he's got going. Dude, see, this is the thing on build threads, right? It's like, when I realize that sometimes, like, you get your dream truck, and it's just, like, rusted to crap. But it's like, it is hard on a build thread when the first 3 pages are rust repair. It's hard. Like, myself, I don't have the patience. Like, if I had to buy a truck like that, I wouldn't even have the patience to deal with rust. I couldn't even do it.
Well, if you did you see the pictures of the Suburban before I made it the Suburban?
I don't think so.
My rust repair was
how'd that go?
4-inch lift, 35s, and I just cut the whole bottom of the quarter panel off.
Well, you know, the direction it was going, maybe that was a good idea.
Yeah, that one came from. This is like Rhode Island or something way up there.
That's awesome. And, so it was just
it was pretty rusty. Like, even the rockers are still rusted, and when the rear axle just ate everything, it took chunks of the metal off because it was so rusted. Like, there's nothing to fold back anymore. It's gone.
That's awesome. So when you bought the truck, did you like buy it from there and have it shipped, or were you up there, or was it local that had come from there, or what?
It was kind of sort of local. So a buddy of mine, he owns a auto dealer here in town. That it's a non-profit. Everything goes to like local organizations and stuff.
Oh, that's
cool.
And
he gets stuff from auctions and then resells them. And I had done some work for him, and he picked this up at auction, and the body was in pretty bad shape, but it ran and drove, and the interior was pretty good. So,
oh yeah,
I worked a deal on it.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's always good when you can trade some work for some kind of cool ass build that you don't have to pay money for.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm big on the barter thing. Like, I don't like paying for anything, and I don't like selling anything. I like trading things.
You know what? So here's my deal, right? So I'm kind of the same way, like, because like I always feel like I pay too much on Craigslist, even though like I like really work people, so I probably don't, but it's like I always feel like I could never sell stuff on Craigslist like other people can. You know, it's like other people, it's like I'll have the same thing and they'll have it like $300 higher, and I don't know if they're moving it or not, but I always feel like I can't really. I always feel like I'm losing on a Craigslist sale.
See, if I really feel like I need to sell something, I'll go on Craigslist and find everything that's like what I'm selling, and if I can, I'll price it like quite a bit less. Say if it's something that's selling for $3,000, I'll almost cut the price in half just so I can sell mine, and they don't sell theirs.
So you're just like chopping them off.
Oh yeah, just
totally,
cut
like
everybody.
cock-blocking
Like,
them.
boom, mine's sold. But then I still lose in the end because I could have gotten more for it. I'm just not patient. If I'm trying to sell something, I want it gone now.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Because I always procrastinate. Like the crawler holiday, I should have listed it like a year ago. You know, but one day I'm going to get desperate. And actually, if any of you guys are watching, if you want the crawler hauler, it still has the rear end, the front end, and all that stuff. And you can just bring a trailer, and I'll sign the title over to you, and you can take it.
Well.
Anyhow, what do we got going on in the chat? What did I miss? So, Chris, God, I can't even see from there. Chris Gruno, good to see you up in here, Chris. No one reads Instagram. Yeah, no one reads it. They just scroll through it. Aaron Mills, I'd like to start doing vids. I have an iPhone XR. Is there any video apps that will get me going? You know, you could do videos with the iPhone. I would say, hey, check out a channel. If you want to like actually record videos on your iPhone and do some editing, check out a YouTube channel. The guy's name is D. Nimin, Nimin. So check his channel out, and you'll get a lot of good information from there. What does it? Aaron Mills says, yeah, speed squares, Dave. Yeah, he commented on one of my videos. And I wasn't sure like what he was talking about, you know, but he was like, I think he just like had a squirrel moment, and he just like, he couldn't focus on the video because he saw the speed square that has like the bubble level in it. And so I'm like, well, I don't know what he's talking about really. So I was like, yeah, dude, because he said something about he didn't get any tech from the video. And I was like, well, I don't really like to do tech because, you know, these people have to drive these vehicles and I don't exactly know how they're going to be welding and stuff. So like I try not to do like how to, since I'm not a professional welder. I just like taught myself in the garage.
Yeah, same here. That's why we do the things we do, and we don't necessarily do the how-tos, except for we did that how to remove run flats video.
Yeah.
But it's more of this is how we're doing it, and you can take it as you wish. And if you want to copy us, hey, it's on you.
Right on. Yeah, that's how I do it too. You know, so because it's like, you know, I think there's, and I'm not saying a lot, but I mean, I think that there's some people who maybe they don't appreciate that it's like it's actually rolling down the highway. Maybe they watch too much Roadkill, and you know, they think that like that is like the way it is, and it's like, yeah, you probably should be driving that thing on the highway. You know what I mean? So that's kind of one of those things. What else do we got going on down here? So, Aaron Mills, I didn't mean to get back at you, rude, because it's hard to tell what people mean when they're leaving comments, you know, like texts and comments. So it's all good, brother. I appreciate you watching the videos. Chris Gummo says pre-92. Dan Johnson, what's up, Dan? Dodge vans are sweet.
Dodge vans are pretty sweet, actually.
They are, dude. I like old vans.
They're the best ones to do the 4x4 swaps on because the frame rails are straight.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Hell yeah. All right. So Broke Boy Custom says, no, sir. Talking about the 1-tons. He said they're out of a CUCV military. Hell yeah. It's a way to work it.
Oh, so no 10-bolt with 8 lug outers.
Yeah. What does Bill Arrow say? My wife is hiding in the other room and snuck on the chat without me seeing. LOL.
No talking presses.
Right on. Is she the one asking about the Trepidors? I don't know. But
hey, you might get yourself some tires.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, all right. If my wife ever bought me something for the truck, let alone a set of like frickin' 37 and up Trepidors, I was like, it would blow me away.
Oh yeah,
blow me away.
I kept telling Chris, I said, you know, I understand that we have to build these things to really perform, to actually do something. But one thing that I want just for the way it looks is Trepidors. I want some like
Traps.
40 everything inch bias traps. They're beautiful. I'm just saying.
Dude, I got a video I put up a couple years ago. We were in Sand Hollow, kind of the trip I busted up my frickin' K10 on. And there was I think it was either a JK or a TJ, but it was Cummins swapped. It had 60 14 bolt, and it had 40-inch treps, and that thing was just amazing. Like those treps they got it. So I like them, but if you don't have bead locks, I don't think they're really, because you got to run them like super like flat, like nothing going on.
Just get the H1s, and they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, you could do that.
I mean, nobody likes the dually axles, the 1-tons, so they're easy enough to go ahead and snag those, and then you don't have to worry about recentering them. Bam.
Really? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, like on the Suburban, we got the dually 1-tons, and then the H1s. Most people, if you put the H1s on the front of the Dana 60, they don't clear the steering, so you have to recenter the wheels. But on the dually, you don't have to do it.
Really?
Yep.
That's
because the dually hub is like a 4-inch spacer compared to.
Yeah. Now, what did you do on that one? Because I was watching the video where you. I don't know if you're doing some rear disc brakes or doing something on there, right? And so you didn't use the 70 hubs. You ended up using, what was it, a 14 bolt single rear wheel?
On the rear, the Dana 70 HD, the dually setup. If you put a single wheel on it, it's actually more narrow than a single wheel axle would be, slightly. And then if you put the Dana 70 single wheel hub, it changes it just a little bit. But the 14 bolt single wheel hub pushes it out 2 inches on each side. So it made the track width front to rear almost exactly the same.
Oh, that's awesome.
So instead of my front tires being, forever wide and then my back being real skinny, you go to climb over something and the back drops in because it's so narrow compared to the front. Yeah, it just equaled it out, and it looks amazing.
Oh, yeah, I think they look nice.
I broke it before I could test it out. So.
Well, judging by that trust that you built and talking with you about it on that last episode of Square Body Talk, I think that I don't really think it's going nowhere. Yeah. So, if the general public hasn't seen it, I've seen some pictures of the front of it and the side of it, and it's like, if that truss goes somewhere, you better take up basket weaving, bro. You better do it. Ray Salazar, what's up, brother? Coming from San Antonio, Texas. What's happened down in San Antonio tonight? We got Nicole Serrano. I'm sure he'll message some pictures when they come in. Right on. Let's see. Is that Aaron? Oh, Aaron Mill says you should talk to my wife, Nicole Serrano. Yeah. I can remember like this many times that my wife bought me anything for my truck or car. However, the second income definitely helped buying that stuff. So, what do we got going on up in the chat? Anthony Munoz says, haha, my mom will sneak up on my dad and I while we watch these videos and call us locos. Like hit you with the shoe. Get out of here. Anyways, LOL, I get a lot out of your videos. I just have a short attention span. Haha, yeah. I know. I've been trying to like shorten my videos up quite a bit too. Just like cut all the fluff out, I don't think anybody wants to hear me like carrying on about something dumb.
See, that's how we always saw it when we started our videos, and then we have people asking us for longer videos. I'm like, man, it's me personally to try to get more out of a video, like put more information in there just to make it longer, seems, I don't know, it's kind of painful.
Yeah, I agree. I think my kind of philosophy has been lately, like if it's important and I think I need to talk about it, then I will, but if I don't, then I just cut it out. And I figured like that's what the comment section's for. So if somebody has a question about it, they can just like jump on the comments and then we can handle it that way.
Yeah, I mean,
You
if
know.
if it's something that you know is going to be asked, then you can address it in the video. But otherwise, yeah,
Yeah. So what do you guys think up in the live chat? You guys like longer? You guys like shorter? Because like how I like it is like I think the video only needs to be as long as it needs to be. You know what I mean? Like I shoot a ton of footage. Like I let the GoPro roll on like kind of whatever I'm doing and doing other stuff, and then like I chop it like so far down, and like as long as I can get the message to you about what I'm doing, that's kind of how I roll it. So I don't know. I need to get a better camera though. What kind of camera are you guys rolling?
nothing fancy. We have GoPros. That's it.
Is that what you guys are using too? You know, the one thing though, I bought a GoPro 5 because it had that anti-stabilization or whatever, and it sucks. So I can't wait to get a 7 and try that out. Have you guys got a 7 yet?
Yeah, so we initially just had the 4s. We got the 5, and there's a noticeable difference between the 4 and the 5 with the stabilization. But when you go to a 7, what was it? The video that we did with the Ranger, the drive shaft and the new tires that we put on his. We're sitting there walking in the field, and I got this thing out on one of those giant selfie stick things, just holding it out, and the video is smooth. Like with the 7, it's fantastic.
Well, how's the audio on the 7? Because I know I got the 5, and it's like I like shooting with the 5 because I could be like GoPro start recording or whatever, but the audio,
Weird.
it's just the audio is the worst audio ever. Like, because I record with GoPro Hero 3, like a regular, and then I have a Plus. Like, the Plus is awesome as far as, like, audio quality, video quality. And then I have that 5, and it always sounds like it's underwater. Like, if you bump it, it sounds like a whale bumped up against the bottom of a boat or something. I don't know. It just sucks, so.
Yeah, if there's any kind of noise anywhere, then it distorts the volume going to it.
Yeah.
So with the 5, we have a little shotgun mic that we use with a little dead cat looking thing on it.
Oh, okay.
Problem with the 5 is you have to use a weird little adapter that only GoPro makes, and
Yeah.
we've had issues with the one that we have. But the 7, it's got multiple microphones on it, and overall it's pretty good. Like if it starts getting a sound in front of it, then it'll focus the noise or focus to that area. But
okay.
if you're like 10 feet away from it and you're talking and there's a noise behind it, then it'll switch to behind it.
Oh, really?
So so if you're far from the camera and you're trying to get it directly in front of it, I'd suggest still using a external microphone. But otherwise, for holding the camera and walking around and doing a walk around video or doing something that you're going to be close to the camera, then the audio on it's pretty good.
Well, that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna hit the chat for a second. So we were talking about what kind of like duration, like how long do you want to see the video? Somebody, Aaron Mills says 15 to 30 is pretty good. That's a long video.
Jesus, yeah.
That's a long video. Zane Phillips says, if you get a windshield replaced in those square bodies, do you have the antenna wires in the new windshield, or do you know? You can get them, I think, still with the antennas in them. And I like them now. I like the old school look of it, so.
Yeah. The only way you can get the new ones is with that colored strip at the top now, though. You can't get just a clear windshield anymore.
Oh, yeah, like they have that blue kind of gradient in it. Yeah. Let's see, Senior Taco says 14-bolt question here. So I've been reading the narrow CNC 1-ton 14-bolt can get the same WMS distance as a single rear bolt hubs. Is that right? You want to answer that, Chris? Do you know?
So I don't remember if it's the cabin chassis or if it's the van. I think it's the van 14-bolt can get you close to the same thing as doing the dually axle with the single rear wheel hubs. The cabin chassis is the same thing that I have.
Narrower.
Well, no, mine's not a 14-bolt. My bad, brain fart. Yeah, stuff and things.
I think the cabin chassis is actually the same width as a regular dually. That's what I think. I don't know like specifically, but somebody else in here will probably know. But I do know that if you can get one out of a van, it'll match your front width perfectly. Because I know that the 14-bolt semi-floater that I used to run in here, which is like the same width as a van rear end, but I got it out of like a 1990s Chevy pickup, like I think like a '97. And I just had to move the perches, but it's those trucks are actually wider in the 4x4s, so you could either go with the van or go with one of those. Let's see here, 15 to 30. So we got a couple 15 to 30s is like perfect.
Wow.
Max Jones says, I like them longer. 15 to 30 is perfect. Max Jones says, Zane, I believe LMC Trucks has a windshield with antenna, blah, blah. Let's see here. Aaron Mills says, the brakes on the CNCs are kind of goofy, Senor Taco, so that might cause problems. I don't know for sure. Let's see here.
He said, oh, okay, 5 minutes. Jeez. No, I'm not saying that 15 minutes isn't bad. Just when you look at it from a when you're making the video, so recording, it's not a big deal. I mean, you can record for hours. Now you have to get usable video and you have to edit it. And I don't know. It depends on who's editing it. When me and Chris make videos, we try to make it appealing to watch, make it educational, but not just I'm going to be bored sitting here waiting for the information to hit me type deal. You know, we want the eye candy with the information at the same time as much as we can. And trying to get that in 15 minutes, a lot of that is just it's a lot of time to spend on a video. I don't know if that.
Yeah,
well,
you know, I think one of the things you got to think about too is that, like, I think in the early days, you know, I was just trying to like put up videos, and you know, I kind of didn't care about like the little stuff, but it's like, if you want to make your channel grow, and you got to do the things that are going to keep people watching the video, because like all the audience retention and like all that stuff matters into how successful the YouTube video is. And so if you stretch out a video longer than it needs to be, like that retention graph will be like, it'll tell you. So it's like you have to make your videos accordingly, and then those ones, they actually perform better than the videos that don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't consciously think about that when I'm editing a video, but it's like you definitely have to trim the fat out, or it's not quite as good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, especially in longer videos like that, you have to every couple minutes you have to make sure there's something that's really going to grab somebody's attention. Like certain types of videos, for example, what is it? Cletus McFarlane. Do you watch his stuff?
I know who he is. I don't actually watch.
All right, so a lot of his stuff is just handheld, look at the camera, talk a bunch, look at what they're doing, and it's not like how ours are necessarily, but they're long videos. They're like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's all it is. Where ours is more of what we're doing and a lot less of the talking portion. And to make a 15 to 20 minute video of that is a lot harder without just watch me weld for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the welding stuff, you know, like I could sit there and you can watch me do a bead, but it's like, do you really want to see that? How about we just start at the beginning and then we end it? Because it's like, do you want to see me just sitting there doing a bead? Because it doesn't really show anything. You know, like you can watch my hand and how it goes, but it's like, unless I guess I put the camera behind a mask so you could actually like see it good. I guess that would be kind of cool.
I do want to do that one day to try to see how it picks it up. But then again, I mean, I don't know. I'm not one of those self-taught welders, so I don't know if I really want somebody watching me weld.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you're laying down some pretty decent welds.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I keep breaking everything, so I have to go back and redo it.
Yeah, I think I got my welder like the first time I started trying to weld, and it's actually when I got the K5. Was about in 2009. Okay. And I just kind of started welding on stuff, and I mean, I feel like I can lay down like a pretty like awesome ass bead if I actually like breathe and like I can see what I'm doing and all that stuff, or if I'm not in like some kind of weird ass position. I like your guys' freaking your welding nozzle, how it's like flexible. That thing is that thing's like the shit, but yeah, but I don't know, you know, but even me, it's like I'm judging my weld by like looking at other people's welds, but I never went to welding school, so it's like, that's why I'm like, I ain't teaching nobody how to weld. I'm just going to weld some stuff up, and so far my stuff hasn't fallen off the truck, so we'll see what happens.
And that's how I've always seen it. Like I started, especially after this, I started sending messages to people that I know who've had a lot of experience or what I consider the professionals at welding.
Yeah.
And I sent them pictures like, hey, what do you think? You know, and get some feedback on it. And of course, everybody keeps telling me, they're like, yeah, you need a 220 welder for what you're doing. I'm like, I can't do that right now. So this is what I got.
Oh, are you using a 110 welder on all that stuff?
Yeah, everything we do is 110.
What size? What kind of machine you using?
I have a Lincoln WeldPack 140 HD.
Oh, awesome.
And Chris has a Hobart Handler 140, I think it is.
Right on. Yeah, those are probably a little better than mine. I roll like a Lincoln WeldPack 100, and I do solely flux core. You know, if I have to do anything that's like suspension or like pull points and stuff, I'll use like the big Hobart at work or whatever, the big MIG. But I don't know. Like I feel like that machine, if you slow the wire speed down and actually like make sure your welds are nice and hot, like I feel like I can get enough penetration even on quarter wall that I don't really worry about. I just like I think I over worry about it and like triangulate the crap out of everything. But I feel like if you use those machines right, it's like, you know, you can't be using a Harbor Freight junker, but if you're using like a Lincoln or a Miller or whatever, like you actually do get some penetration out of them. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys see my welds on the video. What do you guys think? Do they look sorry? Or anyway, and then hey, who in here watches the Reckless Wrench? Do you guys watch both of our channels? Let me know. I'm curious. I'm sure we have like a lot of the same people that watch the stuff because it's
I can't scroll up on that part of the chat, but was it Zane Phillips? He said my vids would be 5 minutes of me working and 30 minutes of me looking for the socket I just had in my hand 2 seconds ago.
Dude, I do that.
Joke.
I do that so much, and it's like I gotta turn the camera off, or you know, it's like you do something stupid, you know, and then I'm always doing that. I'm always doing that.
I swear Chris hates working with me because I'll start doing something. I'll set my gloves down somewhere. No idea where I set my gloves, and I will not do anything without them. I'm like, yep, okay. Help me find my gloves, please.
That's what's funny, dude. I do the same thing with my gloves. Like, I'll walk around for 10 minutes and be like, dude, where the hell did I put these things at, you know? It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. What do we got here? I'm going to make sure I don't forget anybody. Aaron Mills says the time-lapse stuff is cool with music. Right on. Mm-hmm. Right on.
That is one of my favorite things to do is time-lapse. Just because you get everything, and then it looks cool because it's all high speed.
Yeah. Well, you know what I've tried to do lately? Like, I used to do like the high speed kind of stuff, but now I do like every clip that I use it's either regular speed or it's like slow mo, but they're just like short clips. You know they're short clips that make up the whole timeline, but. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I like better. I think I like actually having just like the regular speed clips, like shortened up to like make that. I don't know. What do you like better? Do you just like the total fast motion action?
It really depends on what it is. So time lapse, if it's going to be a lot of stuff, like as a matter of fact, the video that's coming out tomorrow is of the truss, and I did that one up pretty much exactly the way that I like a lot of the stuff. Where the time lapse is with what's going on in it. I like, and then with some of the stuff that's not too important, just kind of speeding it up because it's not really important. Well, I just said that. My bad.
Yeah.
It's the details in it aren't all that important, so you can speed it up and then slow it down right when you're coming back into normal speed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and if it doesn't make sense, you'll see it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll check that out tomorrow. Yeah, I like to So one of the things I like to do is like if I find a cool ass track that I want to use, and like sometimes I don't use the whole track, I'll just use a little bit, but it's like I love to edit like to the music, you know, and like try to make it match up. And I used to use like some like techno kind of music, but the people didn't like it, so we're just straight rock now. Just straight rock. We ain't doing that no more.
It all depends, but
yeah.
Take over for a second. I'll be right back.
All right, right on. Max Jones. Those machines are good. I have a Lincoln SP100. I break out the stick welder for the bigger stuff, but it's a good little MIG. Yeah, I think my Lincoln, it's like totally surprised me. Like my little Lincoln WeldPack 100, that thing just freaking, it'll weld some stuff. And Aaron Mills says I lose stuff all the time. Dude, I hate it, man. Like I'm always, you set something down and it's like it almost spends. I almost spend as much time like looking for stuff as I actually do working. So that's Duke City Mini Bikes. What's up, brother? Good to see you up in here. I like when builders include mistakes and trials. It makes me feel better when I run into a headache. Yeah, sometimes I'll leave them in, and sometimes I cut them out. I don't know. Like I've run into some I've done some stupid stuff on these things before that I probably should have put in the video, but I didn't. Phantom Blooper 84. What's up, brother? I just bought a Century FC90 from Home Depot, but haven't used it yet. I've never been good with a wire welder. Not very good with the stick either, but I can at least lay a bead down with one. Yeah, man. Just get that wire speed, but start with that at 2, turn that voltage up and see what happens. Go from there. Broke Boy Custom just followed Reckless Wrench on Instagram. Right on. Zane Phillips, I agree with you, Bill. I like to see I'm not the only one to make mistakes. Yeah, man. It happens. It happens quite a bit. All right, let's see here. I'm going to get in. I'm going to show Senior Taco's ride. So let me get up to Senior Taco's information. So I'm going to roll this real quick, Chris. This is Senior Taco's ride here. So he says, hey, Dave, saw your post on YouTube, and I figured I'd share my 2 money pits with you and a bunch of strangers on the internet. First, I have my 1971 GMC K1500 that I got as a senior in high school. It's been my daily driver for the past 3 years. The plan for the truck is wontons. I think he means wontons, but wontons with 35 shackle flip, 4-inch springs up front, an 8.1, and an SM465 swap. Hell yeah. Dude, look at that freaking 4x4 freaking wonton, dude. That thing's badass. I dig it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just have a snowplow on the front of it.
That thing's awesome, dude.
That I've actually been looking for one of those for the past couple weeks, trying to find something that was a little bit that can tow. That's still a square body. That I don't know. Yeah. But I keep looking at all those wontons with the snowplows and the dump trucks and stuff, the C60s, C70s.
Hell yeah. All right, so I'm going to get into this next one here, right? There is a lot of, this is like a big old story, right? So don't leave me, guys. But I'm not the best reader in the world, so I'm going to pop it up here. I'm going to show you guys the slideshow, and I'm going to read this to you because it's total roadkill style stuff. So it's probably guaranteed to make you laugh. You guys will probably laugh at me while I'm reading it, but here we go. So this comes from Terry O. And this is what Terry O has to say. Terry O says, I used to have an 83 K10 pickup. I love the truck, but due to hardship, I had to sell it, fix some things in my home. So I finally saved some money and started my search. This time I wanted a 4-speed due to hearing all the great things. I searched for about 2 months before I found this truck. It was 2 hours away. The guy wanted $2,000 for it, and at the time was the only truck in my budget range. I drove 2 hours to find the truck in pretty rough shape. I was going to pass. It needed a door, mirror, and had a hole in the floor. Bedsides were shot. Inner and outer fenders were shot. The tires were shot, but it came with the plow. I told the guy I didn't want to insult him with the price I was thinking. He said, go ahead. I told him $1,300 because I didn't really want the plow, but he just wanted money for the plow. He came back with $1,500. I told him I'm lost here. Okay, he came back with $1,500. I told him I couldn't, so he said $1,400 because he didn't want to hear his wife complain. I agreed and started my journey home. The turn signals didn't work. It felt like a death trap driving. Barely had brakes. For fuel, we used 5-gallon Marina. I think he means boat fuel tanks. I knew that wouldn't be enough, so I filled it and another 5-gallon gas can with gas, started home. So this thing's going straight roadkill from here. So he said the truck ran out of gas on a busy highway. I hopped in the back, filled up the tank, jumped back in. The battery was dead with no way to jump it. But he got such a busy highway, we drove 45 minutes to the closest Walmart. and bought a battery. Headed back, put it in the trunk, went to fire it up, and the pedal went to the floor. Got out to look, didn't realize the previous owner had throttle cable zip tied. Or the throttle cable zip tie that the previous owner had on it snapped. Being clueless, I took a shoestring off my shoe and tied it enough to make it home an hour trip. So that is one of those crazy stories, right?
Definitely sound like some roadkill stuff. Like Chris says, my life is a screwed up version of roadkill, but that guy lived it.
So you got to meet Finnegan the other day. How was that? Was he a pretty personable kind of dude?
Oh yeah, he was pretty much. If you thought you would meet him in person, the way he is, that's really the way he is.
Really?
Yeah, like he pulled up and stepped out of the truck. It's like, hey guys, what's up? How's it going?
That's awesome.
Everybody comes over and they're all kind of starstruck and everything. He's like, so, does anybody want me to sign something, or you want to take some pictures? Check out the truck. Like, he was pretty cool, and he's just conversing and take some pictures, and it was pretty cool.
I think he's I could kind of see him being like that, because I think it's a case of like right now he's like kind of like for us, right? Like if we could just like live that lifestyle where we just go like find some old cars, drive them across country, be able to make some dough doing what we love, just working on these cars, and that would be like the ultimate kind of cool thing,
Yeah, like him and Freiberger, and even all the guys from Hoonigan all the time saying, I have the greatest job in the world. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. What was your favorite episode of Roadkill?
That's a tough call. So the when they I think it was their third episode, I think, when they did that the cheap truck challenge with Dirt Every Day way back when. That was one of my favorite ones. I'll give you one hint as to why. Has nothing to do with the Suburban in it. No, kidding. That was funny. Just laugh. Everybody, laugh. Thank you. The Maserati, pretty much everything with the Maserati. I absolutely love that truck. I've actually wanted one of those Mazda pickups for a long time. Stubby Bob, everything.
Dude, that Stubby Bob episode was like, that had to have definitely been like one of my favorites when they frickin' did the wheelie with Stubby Bob and tore up the asphalt.
Oh yeah. And then I haven't looked at some of the recent stuff. I saw the Cadillac episodes, but I'm waiting to see the what was it? It was the He Hate Me Econoline, something like that. Now it's the Econorado.
Econorado.
They cut the front half off an old Eldorado and they put it on the back of the Econoline.
Oh, jeez. I don't know if I watched that one. So kind of when they switched to the whole Motor Trend on demand thing, I'm just kind of like, I don't like to pay for it because I'm cheap,
And it depends. Like there's a lot more on there. I mean, I'm not trying to sell it to you or anything, but there's a lot more for Roadkill than just Roadkill. Like there's Roadkill Garage and there's the Roadkill Extra, all that kind of stuff. So that's a lot of the reason why I went ahead and got it. Plus, you get to see the episodes right when they come out, and you don't have to wait.
Freiberger's buddy, what's his name?
Steve.
Yeah, Steve Dulcich. Yeah, dude, that dude, like, I love that guy. Like, he just kind of putts around, has these old Dodges, is just always doing cool stuff. I just think he seems like the coolest guy ever to hang out with.
Yeah.
All right, Broke Boy Custom says, I've been welding on a 110 Harbor Freight welder. They don't weld terrible. Right on, man.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with that. The Courier is actually all 110 Harbor Freight flux core welder.
Worked out, huh?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see it in some videos later.
Let's see. What is Duke City Mini Bikes? I dig how you leave the front fenders on your build. Nice tips. I don't know what that one's going for.
Duke City Mini Bikes. That's Albuquerque stuff, huh?
Senior Taco says, thanks for sharing my hoopties, LOL. I wouldn't really call them hoopties. They actually, like, the flatbed's nice, and like that frickin', I'd trade you the K20 for that frickin' blue old school rig. You know, I like that thing. What was it? A 72? Oh man, what did I see? What did he say here? Let me go back up. All right, 71.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to make a straight trade? Let me know, bro. All right.
I need an old square body wrecker. I already got the ramp truck, and I need a wrecker, a cool one.
Yeah, dude, I like that. Now, how did you come about that flatbed that you guys got?
A couple of years ago, it popped up on Craigslist. I've always been a fan of the old tow trucks, and I saw a picture somewhere. It was like a 30s or 40s cab over, and it had a Hot Wheels style car hauler behind it. Like the shape of it isn't like a normal car hauler that you would see. Of course, back in the day, I guess they were built like that.
Right.
And I always wanted something like that. And finding a place to put a 53-foot trailer plus a truck on it is a little bit difficult, at least in the city. So I wanted to build a wedge bed, and I always liked the look of a truck with a car just sitting at an angle up on the back. So I was looking down in Las Cruces. There was a 18-foot stake bed for sale, and I was getting ready to call the dude up, and one of the guys I worked with sent me a message, said, "Hey, check this out. It just popped up on Craigslist." And there you go, 28-foot ramp bed, or flatbed.
That's awesome. And so, like, you have to, like, when you go to turn, you got to go, like it's like a boat.
Oh, yeah. Like, dude, when you get a chance, watch those videos today. So I was trying to, I just got that concrete pad put in the yard, and, you know, I built the gates and everything, and I just started doing some stuff in the front yard. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where I can maneuver the truck. Yeah, I started to turn, and then the rear end swung over and hit the gate, and then my back tire started running over some bricks I just put in the front, so I couldn't go, and it was a whole big hassle.
How much ass hangover does that thing have?
Oh, man. I'd have to measure, but I want to say it's somewhere around 10 feet behind me.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
You got to know what you're doing when you're driving them suckers.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time that I've ever actually hit anything swinging it out like that, but it definitely takes some practice, and it has... I tried to do a U-turn in a school bus parking lot, like the school turnaround for the buses, and it didn't happen. I had to do it 3 times.
It didn't even work. You're just like, dang.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's
I
awesome,
thought about
dude.
doing a single dead axle up front, just for the turning radius, but...
Yeah, kind of like a tag axle kind of thing. Right on. Max Jones says, I need to look into forums. I'm sure there's a lot of good information out there. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like, CK5, Blazer, 67 to 72 Chevy trucks, like, that. If you're actually, like, doing an LS swap and you go to 67 to 72 Chevy K trucks, or 67 to 72 ChevyTrucks.com, there's a whole section of just dedicated to LS swaps, and so it's like square bodies, old school, like any kind of Chevy truck you can think of, and like everybody's done it a gazillion different ways, and like there's like everything that you want to know about everything in there. It's pretty cool. Even a couple of my trucks up in there. Probably get the most out of those builds. Imagine. All right, let's see here. You guys think I can get away with my Lincoln 180 to weld my bead locks together? Yeah, I think so.
Was it a Lincoln 180?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Well, Lincoln 180, well, you can weld up to probably like, 5/16 or something with that thing, can you?
Yeah, 180 is a 220 welder, right?
Yeah.
Shoot, I'd weld the bead locks with my own welder.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'd put my axle on the truck with my welder.
Oh, yeah. So, Broke Boy Custom says, Reckless, you've got one wicked wrecker. Seen on your Instagram, instantly fell in love. I think I did, too. You see those old things, and you're just like, dude, those things are so cool. What's the GV dub on that thing? Do you want to share?
So, originally, that's a 85 one-ton, just a C30 pickup. So, the gross vehicle weight still shows 10,000 pounds. If that's what you're referring to. Now, as far as the curb weight, it weighed in at 8,800 pounds.
Damn.
Just over 8,800 pounds, with 2 full tanks, 2 toolboxes full of tools, and me in the driver's seat.
I'm sure the burb is less than 2,000, so you're probably in good shape.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like a safely, I can legally haul a full dress Harley on the back of that thing, and I'd be good to go.
That's kind of like the thing with the crawler hauler. That's kind of the reason that I did it, because everything that I found after I bought the truck as far as GVW was I think it was either 11.4 or 12.4. I'm trying to think what it was. I think it was like 11.4. And when I had the K10 on the back of it and I went and weighed it, I was 800 pounds over. So I was like, and like the one thing that kind of stressed me out is that the K10 was like 4 inches behind the cab, and I didn't have like a hoop or anything back there. And I'm like, if I get into an accident, I mean, obviously I strapped it, did everything to strap the truck well, but I'm driving my boy around, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go a different route. Maybe I'll just try to get a trailer or something to pull it with. So that's kind of.
Yeah, the way this one was built, I'm pretty sure it's got a Hodges bed on it, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's got like a short headache rack type deal at the back. So if the car were to go forward, then it would, if the Suburban were to go forward on it, it would just straight up run over the whole front end. But a normal car would hit it, and it would actually stop it, or at least it would hit the tires and just hit the back of the cab. But my head, I'm short anyway, so I'd barely see over.
So you think it would just like go right over, like just
dent
it in above your head, and you'd be good to go?
Some broken glass down my shirt. But that's about it.
Right. Aaron Mills says, reckless wrench, you should stretch the ramp truck and add an axle. So that's what you were talking about.
Oh yeah, actually, I've been considering getting rid of the dually axle on the back and running tandem singles. I just don't know how to set up tandem singles just yet. Yeah. I know how trailer axles are set up, where the suspension goes off each other, but I don't know how that works on the back of the truck.
Well, the one thing you'd have to consider there too, because I'm like in the motorhome industry, so if you have that axle, you want it to be able to probably the rear one, you'd want it to be able to raise up a little bit, so it would have to be on like some kind of like hydraulic system or something like that, airbag system, to where like when you're trying to maneuver, you want it to be up off the ground, because otherwise it's going to be like it's super hard to maneuver with it.
Scrubbing the tires all the time.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard. Zane Phillips said, I had a 90 amp Harbor Freight for a while. As long as you did light work and took your time, it wasn't bad. Then I scored a Miller-Matic 250 for 150. But damn, bro, how'd you get a Miller-Matic 250 for? I'll trade you my WeldPack 100 for it. I don't know if he'd go for that. Aaron Mills says, more beers, Dave. Haha. I'm on my max. My max for the stream is 4, and I'm on 4. So no more.
You're not slacking. They were laughing at me because I had to pee.
I had to drink some beers before I read that long story, because I was like all nervous to read it before. So I'm like, all right, drink some beers and see what happens. See what happens, right? All right, let's see here. So Duke City Mini Bike said, I was watching an episode, and you only took the core support off instead of the whole front clip. Saved me some time because of the alignment. Nice tip. Right on, man.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really have when I put the, I pretty much I didn't take it off as the whole clip assembly on the K20, but I did take everything off, and it really wasn't that hard to line everything. I mean, it was a pain, but it wasn't like the crazy amount. Aaron Mills says the 180 will get it done. Senior Taco 105 or Senior Taco says my K30 has the same GVW. What does Aaron Mills says? Legal Schmiegel. Poofed. Anyways, I don't know. Will they mess with you? Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? Broke Boy Customs. I'm building a 79 K10 short bed original 4-speed truck. Had everything besides fenders, hood, bed scored for $250. I'm completely restoring it in a buddy's garage this summer. Right on, man. Aaron Mill says, check out a steerable tag axle on an over-the-road truck, Chris. Pretty simple, really. Yeah, you might have to check into something like that.
I might have to look at this later because I'm totally going to forget that.
Yeah. Well, you can go back and watch the live stream. But anyways, hey, Chris, I appreciate you rolling with me tonight. I appreciate everybody up in the chat rolling with us tonight. It was fun hanging out with you guys, fun talking with you. And I'm going to try to make this more of like an everyday thing. So we got the Square Body Talk going down. It's going down every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific. And then as far as the Saturday night stuff, I'm just going to pop on here maybe every week, every other week when I'm not doing a video, and just talk to you guys and see what's going on, because I have a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. So I appreciate you rolling with me, Chris.
Hey, no problem. You know, I like to have fun sometime.
Hell yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. All right, guys. You guys all take it easy. We'll see you guys. Dave out.